What's up, guys? Today we're looking at the ASUS ROG FLOW Z13 and just looking at 5 different reasons maybe not to buy this device, right? There are so many videos on YouTube about this device and how the specs and how amazing it is. And by all means, that's accurate because all my testing and everything I've done, and I am not a sponsored tester. This is not I paid my own money for this just to test it out and see if it fit my needs or not, right? So this is my honest review of it. And from all the testing I did, very impressive device. You know, it can game, it can do everything. It's a tablet, it's a laptop. It's really an all-in-one, right? But it's not really the best at anything one things, which is why I kind of want to go over 5 different things to consider if you're looking at buying one. And honestly, it's really hard to buy one anyways because of the tariffs and the stocking issues. I got this one off the ASUS website for about $2,200-$2,300, which is really expensive. And that goes right into my first point, is that this device is so expensive. $2,200 for a laptop, right? That can't even, play games at 2K or higher. I mean, it can play at 2K, maybe 60 FPS, but it's not designed for that. It's really designed for 1080p, and it's $2,200, right? And it's not even a laptop. It's not even like a Surface because it's kind of like a Surface, but doesn't have the support a Surface would have, just because Surface trackpads are really good. But this trackpad is really it's by no means a great trackpad. It's got, the keys are nice, but the trackpad itself is kind of plasticky. And it's by no means like nicely designed. It's like the felt material. It just doesn't feel like a 2200 type of device that comes with it. Right? So that's my first gripe, is the price. There are a lot of things you can buy for $2,200, right? You could buy a full gaming PC that could probably run 2K games much better than this device. You could also buy a combination of things, right? You could buy your own gaming handheld. I have here the ASUS ROG Ally 1, the Z1 Extreme, and this is a better like portable gaming device than this ASUS Flow, and this was only $450. I even upgraded the SSD to about 4 terabytes, and it's still less than $1,000, right? So you could buy this, and you could probably buy yourself a productivity laptop. Like, this is the MacBook Air, which I believe was around like $1,000. Or you could buy an iPad, which also I believe was around $1,000 for the highest end model. And this has the dedicated nice trackpad, the Magic Keyboard, which is 10 times better than the ASUS ROG Flow keyboard, and OLED screen. ASUS ROG Flow doesn't have an OLED screen, and yeah. So I mean, you could buy all those. You could buy those 2 things, the handheld, with this, and you wouldn't get close to $2,200. I don't think. So that's the biggest con, I think, itself. It's like you could buy this device for $2,200, and like really, you are not getting much for the value of money at all. So the second thing I want to talk about is just the use case, right? So obviously this is a tablet. I just attached the keyboard here, and it's a heavy tablet. This is by no means like an iPad or a Samsung Galaxy tablet. There's no way you'll be using, this for any sort of, light on the go work. It's heavy. This is the heaviest device out of all devices I have. And I have the MacBook, the iPad, the handheld. This is by far the heaviest device. So in holding this right now in my hands, I already feel it kind of weighing on me a bit. I've seen YouTube videos of people gaming, putting a GameSir little portable controller on this. It's cool, but there's absolutely no way you could do a handheld gaming experience on this. This thing is so heavy. It's by no means made to put a controller on the back. So, right, like this is by no means a portable handheld. This is a laptop with just a removable keyboard. So let's say I wanted to watch a movie. Like, I could watch a movie on this, but it definitely would not be my preferred system or device to watch it on. So, like, let me just bring up YouTube. And this is without the keyboard attached, so I'm getting everything. So, this is just a soccer video, but this is what it looks like here. And this is, again, this is not an OLED device. So, I mean, it looks pretty good. The screen gets really bright, but the form factor is not close to like a YouTube video on, say, your experience would be on, say, Samsung Galaxy tablet, which is right here. I have. I mean, already. Let's see if I can get it in. The screen size. Let me see if I can zoom out here. You can already see it. I'm pretty sure this is like a 14-inch screen, OLED screen, and then this is a 12-inch IPS panel. It does get very bright, but let's say I wanted to watch a movie or a TV show or just using it to watch content. This is not my first choice because it's heavy. You can't put a case on it, so it doesn't really feel durable. Like, it doesn't feel that I should be carrying this around and just throwing it around anywhere at all because it's heavy and you can't put a case on it. It's got the kickstand, which is nice, but this is by no means a device to use to watch media for media consumption. And then gaming. So for gaming, it's like this, right? Like, if I wanted to game on this, this is my first choice? Never in a million years. Well, I would, if I was home, I would game on my gaming PC. If I wanted to be on the couch, I would use my ASUS ROG Ally to game portably, right? And play games this way. If I was on the go, I would also use this device. If I wanted to game at high resolution at my home, I would do streaming, and you could easily stream off an ASUS ROG Ally or any sort of handheld device. And for this, it's like, I don't know many reasons why I would use this, right? I could game on 1080p with this, but why would I choose to do that when I'm at home and I have the option to either game at a higher resolution and higher graphics on my gaming PC, or have the convenience of a handheld device like this and just game wherever I wanted in my hands? With this, you have to use a portable or remote control and sit here and game. And the screen is not very big. It is about 12 inches, 12 to 13 inch screen. The only way I could see myself using this device to game is if I was traveling and I really wanted to game natively on this device and I was plugged in and everything, right? Like, I mean, you would have to be. There are not many situations I feel like where you could really use this to the full potential. If I wanted to desktop play and go to HDMI, use the HDMI port and go to monitor, I would just use a docking station, and then again, I would probably just use my ASUS ROG Ally, or I would to dock this thing up would be, it wouldn't be a pain because it's got an HDMI, but it's just, I cannot figure out the use case for this. Then productivity. Right? So the third thing you could say is productivity. What if I want to do my work on this, right? So again, here are the things I'm having problems with. The keyboard. This has to be on a desk. You can't use this on your lap. So if you're trying to work at somewhere, this has to be on a table, which maybe isn't a problem for many people. My preference, this keyboard is not my favorite at all. I would rather do work on an iPad Magic Keyboard because it feels 10 times better. Again, this is the iPad Magic Keyboard. It's got the trackpad and everything. It feels so much better. And if I had problems with that, I would just work on my MacBook Air, Productivity Beast, and this would be a great experience. So with this, it's like, again, it's heavy. I don't know when I would use this for productivity. If I really wanted Windows OS to do work, I guess that would work. That's what I would probably do. And then lastly, I'm pretty sure the battery life on these devices is not the best. I think this will last about 1 or 2 hours when you're gaming, maybe 4 or 5 hours productivity wise, and it does get pretty noisy. So again, it's $2,200. The form factor is the second reason. The third reason is the use cases. It kind of is. It can do everything but master of none, right? And then the fourth one is obviously ASUS itself. Like there's a lot of support issues with ASUS, right? They released the BIOS before that kind of nuked the whole system for a period of time before they released the update. Again, this device from a technology standpoint is incredible, right? To have a tablet that can run games at 1080p at high FPS, 60 plus is incredible. But for $2,200, like, it just doesn't make sense. If this was $1,000, this would be an amazing device. I think in the future, this device is going to be absolutely incredible moving forward because it's going to get thinner and the technology is going to get better. If they put the chip in a handheld, it's going to be incredible again. Like, I think it's going to get even better. But right now, for $2,200, it is a really hard sell. Right? Because I could take that money and buy multiple new devices, or I could build my own gaming PC for around the same price, which would have a much better performance. So yeah, this is probably going to go back to ASUS. Maybe I'll sell it. It was really cool testing it out. I tested a couple games on it. It was playable, but again, while I was testing the games, I was like, why would I ever use this besides for testing purposes? So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next video. Leave a comment if you have this or you own it, and you let me know your thoughts. Thanks.